What is up, Bills Mafia? We have 325 days to go, 272 days. We have 263 days. We have 240 days to go. We have 198. We have 154 days. We have 97 days to go. We have 86 days to go. We have 55 days to go until the Buffalo Bills win Super Bowl 57.
And now it is time for the only channel dedicated to counting down the days until the Buffalo Bills win Super Bowl 57.
I just don't know if they're going to make it.
What is up, Bills Mafia? We have 43 days to go until the Buffalo Bills win Super Bowl 57. That's right, 43 days to go. Enjoy them all, my friends. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful ride as we get closer and closer to that big game. I have actually a pretty big take tonight that I'm going to share with you guys, and it's going to be maybe somewhat controversial. I don't know. I have no idea, but something I thought about today that is, I think, important to consider as we get closer and closer to that magical, magical day. And I got something real quick and special for you here coming up in just a few minutes. I think we'll all enjoy. I want to say hello to Josh Allen is the next Elway. Buffalo 44, Cincinnati 20. I could see that. Well, maybe not 44. I could see like 28 to 20. Buffalo's not scoring those 40-point games anymore. Certainly not on the road, but I wouldn't, bet against it. We'll just say that. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Bob Marsh. Great to see you back. What else we got in the house? Joe's back. Good to see you, Joe. My main peeps are here. My main peeps are in the house. Again, Josh Allen is the next John Elway. I believe it. And a Happy New Year from Bob Marsh. And there's Big J, Big J. Big J also saying Happy New Year. Sabres got a really big win tonight. That was nice to see. Today, I guess you could say. Beating the Boston Bruins. The Boston Bruins are really good. What the heck? Could we have both a Super Bowl championship and a Stanley Cup championship in Buffalo in the same year? Could that be possible? That would be amazing. Anyway, quick take. So, as I've been saying, this game is for the number one seed. Buffalo wins. They got the number one seed locked up. If the Bengals win, they still need help to get the number one seed. I'm going to assume that the Kansas City Chiefs will get the number one seed if the Bills lose to the Bengals. And then, yes, it's likely that the Bills are going to be going to Kansas City to play in another playoff game. Certainly they'll be on the road somewhere, likely to get to Arizona. So I'm going to make a statement now, a declaration that, light looks terrible, that might be a little surprising. But I'll explain it here in a second after I say it. And that is this. If the Buffalo Bills do not beat Cincinnati on Monday Night Football, if the Bills do not beat the Bengals on Monday Night Football, the Bills are not going to the Super Bowl. Yes, that's what I said. If the Bills do not beat the Bengals on Monday Night Football, the Bills are not getting to the Super Bowl. I was thinking about it. The Bills, as I had said last night, are 0-4 under Sean McDermott on the road in the playoffs, and they are 3-0 at home. And I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, wait a minute, man. For 300 plus days, you've been telling us that the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl. So what is this change of course that you have going on here? Well, that light is terrible. And you're thinking, boy, you're backtracking there, Steve-O. Here's what I've got to say, my friends. The Bills are going to win the Super Bowl. They're not going to get to the Super Bowl unless they have the number 1 seed. So you know what that means? The Buffalo Bills are beating Cincinnati. They are going to take the Bengals down Monday night because this team is going to the Super Bowl. The way they get to the Super Bowl is with the number 1 seed having their just two playoff games at home in Orchard Park. That's it. So I am not backtracking at all. I'm just saying that I can guarantee you the Bills are beating the Bengals on Monday night because they are not going to the Super Bowl unless they have the number 1 seed. Now, there is that possibility that's out there that we lose to the Bengals and still get the number 1 seed. And it's actually a pretty decent possibility. The Bills lose to the Bengals, and then the next week the Bills beat the Patriots, and the Bengals lose to the Ravens. I think they're playing in Baltimore. And then the Chiefs lose on the road to the Raiders. That's possible. And the Bills will back into the number 1 seed. That's not going to happen. It's going to not need to happen because the Bills are going to beat the Bengals on Monday night. Going into the game, there's a few interesting developments. I guess Jordan Poyer is dealing with a knee injury, and he's questionable at this point and whether he's going to play. I'm going to expect him to be out there because, number one, they're going to need him. And number two, I haven't really heard a whole lot about his injury to make it that makes it concerning. And the Bills are getting healthy on defense. I'm thinking that Kyer Elam is probably getting healthy. I looked at Pro Football Focus, and Kyer Elam is still ranked like a top 5 cornerback in the NFL. So I'm expecting big games for Kyer Elam. Trey White, I really believe that Tremaine Edmonds is going to have a solid game. He's elevated his game over the last few weeks. Dane Jackson, I'm hoping the weak link, Damir Hamlin, will step up and make some plays. Although he did force a fumble, I think it was last week against the Bears, was it? Or maybe it was against the Jets he forced a fumble. I saw a highlight of it. Our boys are coming to play. Our boys are going to be ready to rock and roll. And so is Josh Allen, of course. The dude is dynamic on primetime. So expect a big game from Josh Allen. And the Bengals really aren't that good. They almost lost the Patriots. I've gone through their season, and they lost to the Browns. They, beat up on some crap teams, the Panthers. Their big win is against Kansas City at home, and they won 27-24. The Bills beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. So, you have that. So I'm feeling really good about the game. I'm feeling really, really, really good about the game. Eric comes in and says he's predicting the Bills and 49ers. I would like that. Bills, 49ers. I don't know if you know the history of the Bills and 49ers back in the 90s, Eric, but they almost clashed like 3 times in the Super Bowls and in the 90s, and in the late 80s and in the 90s, the Bills and Niners were on a collision course for the Super Bowl, and either the Niners lost in the NFC Championship game or the Bills lost in the AFC Championship game. So they just missed out. And that's a perfect segue to what I got queued up right now. Thought we'd have some fun. I went back in time to when I first started watching the Buffalo Bills play. All of those Bills-Bengals games that I can remember. I threw up some highlights. And I thought for tonight we'd have a little fun, watch some old school football right up to the present time. Tell me if you remember any of these games, any of these moments, and when we're done, we'll come back and chat a little bit more, and we'll call it a night. Oh, and it is New Year's Eve, so I'm not going to count down with you, but we'll go out in style. So here it is. Check it out. Bills Bengals over the years.
14-0. It's a touchdown for Cribbs. That was Hooks in motion, and Cribbs running the other way. First down, and more. To the 30, he's going to go all the way for a touchdown. Open is Butler. He's got a touchdown. And Kelly going deep. Touchdown, Buffalo. Andre Reed with a spectacular catch, doing it right in the face of Eric Thomas. 3rd and 7. Esiason hit from behind. Esiason hit by Smith again. Bruce Smith and a personal foul, 15-yard face mask penalty. It's an automatic first down. Esiason 3 different times. There he is, top of your screen, 78. Instantly inside. Boy, I tell you, he is so quick. Let's see if he has the face mask. He doesn't have the face mask. He's got the shirt. Looks like he... Kelly to Reed. Touchdown. For Buffalo at their own 26-yard line as Kelly goes deep, and the catch is made by Lofton, and a flag is down. 2 flags at the 40. About his story. 3rd and 1 for one of the rare times. Wide open. Huddled, and wide open is Pete Metzelaars inside the 20, and Metzelaars is in for the touchdown. He did not step out of it. Why he's number 1 quarterback in the league. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And Kelly going deep. And the catch is made by Lofton. At the 24-yard line. 2:24 to go in the 3rd. Andre Reed for a first down and a touchdown. At the Buffalo 10. And Kelly will get them into the end zone. Thurman Thomas.
Mathematically alive for the postseason in the AFC. Obviously need a win here. Keep any hopes going. Kipnis under a heavy heat. Kipnis is picked off. Guess who? It's Takeo Spikes in his return to Cincinnati. Spikes goes in for the touchdown.
Fitzpatrick fires. Oh, caught! Steve Johnson! Touchdown, Buffalo! What a play and what a move! 28 yards! Why so serious? Fitzpatrick looks that way in the end zone! Touchdown! Stevie Johnson again! Give it to McCoy, bounces to the outside, and he will waltz untouched into the end zone. Buffalo, a touchdown of 60, but not hit from 50 this year. And this one is drilled right through the uprights. Burkhead, and Bland just went out. 4-man rush. Dalton steps up, throws it up in the air to the end zone, and it is incomplete, and the Buffalo Bills have pulled one out here in Cincinnati on the road. Mixon returns in the backfield, and another throw to the middle. Pass is complete in the middle. It's A.J. Green. It's knocked loose, picked up by the Bills. Poyer picked it up off the turf, and he's rolling to the far side of the field. Another turnover forced by the secondary.
Choice in the backfield, going deep, and they've got T.J. Graham. He takes it inside the 25. He's whooping as a receiver. Jackson in the backfield, 2nd and goal at the 3, and that is a touchdown plunge by the quarterback, Thad Lewis. And they need the 14-yard line. Lewis, he's got the tight end, Chandler. That is a Buffalo touchdown from on the field. 1st and 10, blitz was on from Nelson. He's got the receiver. Goodwin
a few tackles, barrels through another one. He's inside the 25-yard line. Battering ram.
Reminded me of a rookie Jeremy Shockey with the New York Giants. Very similar play Shockey had as a rookie. Dawson knocks it up.
How many of those games do you remember? I remember that one with Thad Lewis. That was my kid's first game. Took him to the stadium. The Bills came back down 24-10 to tie it 24-24, only to lose in overtime, but it was a great memory because I brought my kid. It was his first game at the stadium, and many other games in there. The Takeo Spikes interception game, that was awesome. The Why So Serious game with Stevie Johnson, and those of us old enough to remember those playoff games against the Bengals. You know, they didn't end up with the Bills winning, but they were some great moments and a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So we haven't played the Bengals for a few years now. You know, they've played quite a bit, you know, over the years, but it's been, I guess, 3, 4, 5 years. Josh Allen hasn't played Joe Burrow, right? So I think other than the preseason game we had recently, we haven't played him in about 3, 4 years. Anyway, yeah. Hopefully YouTube doesn't take my stream down here in a second for showing those clips. That could happen. So if I all of a sudden disappear, that's what happened. So Bills Electric says awesome games. Absolutely. That Jim Kelly 5-touchdown pass game on Monday night against Cincinnati, that was probably the best one. And Advanced Hood says, I remember most of them. Yep, remember most of them. Josh Allen, the next John Elway, smoked the Bengals in 91. That's that Jim Kelly game you're talking about, I am sure. Yeah, so what are we in store for Monday night? Is it going to be like that Jim Kelly game back in 1991? Come on, man. Let's do this. I've got one final take before I sign off and say Happy New Year. I think Micah Hyde's coming back. I think Micah Hyde is coming back for the playoffs, AFC Championship game, maybe the Super Bowl. I believe he's going to insert himself into the lineup any way he can. He'll probably have to overrule his doctors, but I read up on his injury and his recovery and all that, and it looks like it's something that he definitely can come back from. It'll be earlier than recommended, but I do believe he'll be coming back for that. So that is what I have for you tonight. Just a couple quick takes. Number one, the Bills are not winning the Super Bowl if they lose to the Bengals Monday night, or I should say don't get the number 1 seed. But that ain't going to happen. The Bills are getting the number 1 seed, which means they're beating the Bengals on Monday Night Football. You can just mark that down right now. Just mark it down right now. We're going to see what type of team we have Monday night. Monday night is going to be like that. It's going to be the moment of truth. What type of team we have, and I do believe we're going to have that team that is championship caliber. We're going to see that. And number 2 take, I think Micah Hyde's coming back. I think Micah Hyde is going to be coming back. You watch in the next 2-3 weeks. He's going to be back on the practice field, and we're going to be talking about him and Poyer teaming up in the secondary once again for that championship run. Good stuff. Hey, everybody, Happy New Year. If you're going out, be safe. If you're not, don't be getting hammered drunk at home and falling down the stairs and cracking your head, because you got to be around to see the Super Bowl championship. You certainly don't want to be, laid up in a hospital somewhere, unconscious, coming out of a coma in like 6 months and saying the first words out of your mouth, did the Bills win the Super Bowl? Happy New Year, Bob Marsh. Great to see you, man. The road to the Super Bowl goes through Buffalo. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. See you tomorrow.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say you will. Shout it right now, baby. Say you will. Come on, come on. Say you will. Come on and shout. Say you will. Yeah. Shout. Buffalo's happening now. Shout. We're on the move now. Shout. The Bills are happening now. Shout. They're making it happen now. Shout. We got the spirit. Shout. A lot of spirit, yeah. Shout. We got the spirit. Shout. Just watch it happen now. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. The Bills make me wanna shout.